Good morning. Magandang umaga po. We are going to talk about two things. One, I get a lot of complaints that the Chinese are just coming into the Philippines. It's so easy for them to come in. And how come Filipinos are being given a hard time? What's going on? Also, one viewer said to me that he has an SRRV visa, that's a retirement visa. He's a foreigner, but he's retired in the Philippines. He left the country and now he cannot go back in. So that's a problem, and I was wondering what's going on. So I did my research, and this is what I found out. Stay with me, we'll talk about it. I'm going to read something I found in my research about what's going on with this Chinese invasion in the Philippines, the Chinese migration, and everybody is blaming Duterte. They're saying that he is pro-Chinese and so forth and so on. So I said, well, in fairness to him, let's see what's going on. I don't know much about what's happening, other than the fact that last year when I was visiting the Philippines, I did see a huge influx of Chinese, even in the condominium where I am. So I'm going to discuss with you what I found out. Age of foreign retirees in Philippines to be reassessed. This is by Catherine Talavera, the Philippine Star, October 22nd. So this is fairly recent, less than a month ago, or I should say a little over a month ago. The Philippine Retirement Authority, PRA, an attached agency of the Department of Tourism, DOT, is set to reassess the age requirement for foreigners seeking retirement in the country after senators raised job sufficiency and national security issues last Tuesday. The Philippine Retirement Authority Board of Trustees will meet to reassess the policy of allowing retirees at the age of 35. Tourism Secretary Bernadette Romulo Puyat said yesterday. Puyat, who chairs the PRA board, was responding to concerns raised by at least 3 senators during the budget hearing for the PRA, which has a priority of accepting foreign retirees as young as 35. I don't even know who came up with that idea. I'm sure it's, again, money motivated. Established in 1985, the PRA is mandated to develop and promote the Philippines as a retirement haven as a means of accelerating the social and economic development of the country. However, Senator Nancy Binay said these relatively young foreign retirees staying in the country must be monitored if they are competing for local jobs or pose risk to national security. It's about time. She said the PRA should review its existing policies to lessen the probability of foreign nationals exploiting the Special Resident Retirement Visa, that's the SRRV, to stay in the Philippines. It's high time to review the policy that at 35 years old, you can already retire in the Philippines just by depositing $50,000, about 2.5 million pesos, in a bank or buy a condominium unit worth 2.5 million, Binay said. During the budget hearing, it was uncovered that a disproportionately large number of Chinese retirees, 27,678 to be exact, are in the country, many of them just 35 years old. In a phone interview yesterday, PRA General Manager Bienvenido Chi told the Star that the policy has been in place since 1993 when the previous age requirement of 50 years old was brought down to 35. So this is before Duterte's time. So this was already in place even before Duterte was elected president. And a lot of people are blaming Duterte. And this was actually done by the previous administration, in fairness to Duterte. Okay, there's some things that I don't like about what Duterte is doing, but let's not blame him for everything that's going wrong in the country. He added that the policy is not exclusive to the Chinese but applies to all foreign nationals applying for the SRRV. But during the hearing, Senate Finance Subcommittee Chairman Richard Gordon raised alarm on the number of Chinese PRA members retirees that are as young as 35 years old. Gordon called the policy dangerous and emphasized its implication on national security. Binay was more blunt, calling 35 the age bracket for the so-called soldier's age, and expressing alarm over the seemingly relaxed national security policy on allowing thousands of them in the country. I remember what my dad was telling me during the Japanese time. There were lots of Japanese people who were just vendors on the streets, but when we were occupied by the Japanese, they were generals, they were soldiers. Okay, I'm not saying this is what's happening, but it should be a concern. Maybe we should add more security measures and tighten vetting process regardless of the nationality we're accepting as retirees, he said. As of end 2019, data from the PRA showed there were 26,969 Chinese nationals enrolled with the PRA. They're all SRRV holders, including principal retirees as well as spouses and dependents. However, in terms of principal retirees, there are a total of 10,813 Chinese retirees. The bulk of this figure, 8,130 or 75%, are in the 35 to 49 age bracket. So a lot of them are really young. Xi said he acknowledges the concern raised by the senators on national security, but stresses that the PRA is very careful in accepting foreign retirees. What we're doing with the Chinese and other nationalities that avail of our program is that we require them to secure a police clearance from the country of origin, Xi said in mixed Filipino and English. How good do you think is the Chinese police clearance? It's probably fake. They're known to be coming up with fake stuff, stealing stuff, and stuff like that. I guess Philippines is getting smart right now. He emphasized that the PRA also double-checks these applications with the International Criminal Police Organization, or Interpol. Among PRA's other top enrollee nationalities are Koreans, 13,900, followed by Indians, 5,900, Taiwanese, 4,800, Japanese, 3,900. So it's really predominantly Chinese. The rest includes Americans, Hong Kongers, British Germans, and Australians. Apart from the DOT Secretary, the PRA board that will review the age acceptance policy includes trustees from the Bureau of Immigration and the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Well, what this is basically saying is there's too many Chinese. And the fact is, majority of the Chinese, about 75%, are very young in age, and they're called retired, and yet they're working in the country, and in the gaming, the casinos, and really that should be looked into, because I do agree that it is being abused. Retired persons should probably be 50 or even 55 or higher, rather than 35. So when you peg the limit to 35, it lends itself to abuses. We're being taken advantage of. They're coming over, stealing the Filipinos' job market, and worse yet, they could be potential soldiers in case of invasion by China. We don't know. We never know what's going to happen. It happened during the Japanese time. It could happen again during this time. Now, that is the reason why I say, now, of course, there was a news before about this pastillas scheme. Chinese will come in, they will give a rolled packet of money as payoff, and they're able to get in, no visa, or they'll issue the visa right there and then. And this is not Duterte's fault. This is the fault of the administration's people. Okay, well, indirectly it is Duterte's fault. But it is the people doing things illegally. And anywhere you go, whether it's Philippines, US, or any other country, there's always illegal stuff going on. But the thing is, it was put under control. Now, the thing I don't like, I'm not too happy with, is there were 40 people, more than 40 people, who were suspended from their jobs. And I say, why suspend? they should be fired. They should be let go. Why only suspend? And I bet that's with pay. Okay, so that's one thing about government. Once you get in, it's so hard to get them out. All visas for foreigners are now suspended. No new visas will be issued, and those previously granted are cancelled. Only visas issued to non-Filipino spouses and children of natives continue to be valid. So that sort of verifies what that viewer said to me, that he was not allowed in. The Philippines visa-free policy has also been stopped. Some people are still saying, oh no, you have 30 days, you can go 30 days with your US passport. No, that has been stopped. Passport holders from over 100 countries can, under normal circumstances, enjoy visa-free access to the country, but will be prevented from doing so until the situation improves, blocking almost all overseas travel to the Philippines. They're talking about COVID, okay? And here's another thing. People were asking me, oh, until when is this thing, when they brought back the Balikbayan program and such? I have no idea. Maybe after the holidays they will terminate it. I do not have a crystal ball. Maybe by the time this whole thing will be gone and it's coming back, will become permanent. I have no idea. We just have to wait and see. From early in the outbreak, that's of COVID, the Philippines placed restrictions on visitors arriving from China, okay? Hong Kong and the Gyeongsang province of South Korea as the areas most severely affected. The visa on arrival scheme usually available to Chinese nationals was suspended until further notice. Now, I don't know what they mean by that arrival scheme. Did they make it too easy for Chinese to come in as compared to other nationalities? I have no idea. As the pandemic spreads across the globe, the visa suspension was extended to all foreign nationals with very few exceptions. All these measures are temporary. Okay, again, it's temporary. The normal visa policy will resume once COVID-19 has been brought under control. And we don't know when that's going to be. Here in the US, the vaccines will be distributed sometime this month of December, okay? Sometime this month. And we don't know how quickly that thing is going to spread. The good news for foreigners currently in the Philippines is that they will not be made to leave immediately. International visitors in the country are able to stay until their departure date. Now, when I read visitors, I'm talking about maybe tourists, okay? They're not issuing any tourist visa. Anybody who's already in the country can stay. Once it expires, they're out. I'm not sure that they're talking about SRRV Visa holders who are in the Philippines. I assume they can stay, and if it expires and it needs an extension, I assume it will be granted, okay? They're only talking here about visitors, not retired people already in the Philippines. But once you get out of the Philippines, I guess, you're in trouble. Foreign nationals are currently prohibited from entering the Philippines. This applies to majority of foreigners outside the Philippines, including those with most types of visa. Exceptions to the travel ban include accredited foreign government and international organizations, official and their dependents, foreign spouses and children of Filipino nationals. By the way, these things that are enclosed in bracket, I added them because I know that has changed or clarified. Foreign spouses of children of Filipino nationals and former Filipino nationals. So you can be a U.S. citizen now, but you were previously a Filipino, you're going to be allowed in. It's an exception. Foreign parents of minor who is Filipino citizen and former Filipino nationals. National of India who have temporary resident visa for the Philippines. I don't know why India and not others. Maybe that's the most people they're talking about. I really don't know. But this is talking about for India, temporary resident visa. Nationals of People's Republic of China, PRC, with a permanent resident visa. Not temporary resident visa, but permanent resident visa for the Chinese. They'll be allowed in. Why? Because they're already living in the Philippines. Passengers with the following types of visa, 3A, and I think that's wrong. They're probably talking 13A, and that is for foreigners who are married to Filipino citizen. 13C, 13D, 13E, I don't remember what they are, or native-born visa. Foreign nationals who have been issued visa by Aurora Pacific Economic Zone and Freeport Authority and Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority. I'm not familiar with that either. Merchant seaman with 9C visa issued by the Philippines. Well, I can understand that. Foreign airline crew, I can understand that. The above individuals are also exempt from the visa suspension. So I got this from Philippines Visa. It's a website, and the link is down below, so you can take a look at it. That explains why that viewer who said he cannot go back in and he has an unexpired SRRV visa, and it's because of this restriction. I guess he will have to wait until the pandemic is over. But I always suggest to people to please contact the Philippine immigration. Do not just say no. Don't just listen to me. Okay, don't just read these articles and say, oh, that's Bible. There could always be an exception. You have to fight and fight and fight. If you still can't get through, well, that means you can't make it. But if you can, do argue with them. My family is in the Philippines. What am I gonna do? My house is in the Philippines. Whatever reason you have, do it, and you just might be able to get a visa, and you may be able to get in. So just be persistent, be tenacious about it. All right, but do understand that this is also because of the pandemic. So I hope this clarifies some of the things I have been hearing, what's going on here and there, and I did not realize that if you have a permanent visa, SRRV, and you step out of the country, you cannot go back in. So I hope you share this with other people, and if you do like this, please click on that like and do subscribe if you did not subscribe yet. Okay, so make it a great day.